Dog Films presents Paid to Dream with Charles Dennis.
What do you know about Atwill?
Who?
Clive Atwill.
The guy that ran the Airbnb in Sherman Oaks?
Exactly.
What's he up to now?
Beats me. I lost track of him when his kid ran away.
I'd like you to keep an eye on him.
You know my rate.
You owe me, Cobalt.
Oh, the hell I do. You wanted him to kill someone. When you grabbed his daughter, you lost your leverage. There's no refund, Gravesend.
It's Sir Nigel.
We tossed that tea overboard years ago. That, my friend, was the first time you lost your leverage.
Isn't he just the nastiest thing? But let me tell you a secret. He's not really English. It's called acting. He's from Glendale, California, once upon a time. And here is my guest this morning for Paid to Dream in New York City, Loren Lester.
Hello, and thank you for telling people I'm not really British.
After I just told them that you weren't British, you insist on this impersonation. What's wrong with you, Loren? But you fell on your head.
And you know, can I share with them my favorite nickname for you?
What's that?
Sir Charles.
Oh, Sir Charles, thank you.
And I call you Sir Charles because you're Canadian, and there's a possibility one day you may be knighted. Could happen.
Benighted, I think. But I might get the Order of Canada, but I doubt it. They're not very kind to me. Jeffrey Holder was the first person before you, though. Sir Charles.
Sir Charles.
He's on the retro version of Paid to Dream. It's a nice interview. There I am promoting my show. Okay, so Paid to Dream. What was your dream when you were a little boy?
Well, when I was probably, I would say in sixth grade, I did a play, and I starred in the play, and I said, "Oh, wow! I think this is what I want to do." And my dad and I used to go to the movies every Sunday together. That was our ritual together. And I wanted to be in the movies. I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be in the movies. And that's all I really thought about from the sixth grade onward.
Well, you did it.
I did it.
You know?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you got paid for it, which ties into that whole thing what Sir Ralph said, you know. You have to go on stage at 10 minutes past 8. You must dream.
I love that. Yes.
Me too. Me too.
And especially if you do comedy, then you can make fun of people and get paid. That's really special.
Isn't it? Isn't it,
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
What is that wonderful backdrop painting?
That is based on Pandora's Box. It is a representation of the Lulu plays. And
Wedekind.
yes, exactly.
How many of us, other than you and I, even know what we're talking about?
The people have just turned off your show at that moment. They're like,
So-
I don't know what this is.
Welcome. It's the happy show. It's
is.
30 minutes of joy, and I call this show "This Is Our Life" because so far, knock knock, I know everyone who does the show with me, and we have a history of friendship and working together, which is the best thing.
Yes.
Uncle Aldo Ray.
Oh, Uncle.
I remember that's what you called him.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
did he come into your life?
My mother was just this wonderful social person who got into these circles with people, and at one point she was in the circle with Aldo Ray, David Jansen, Jim Hutton, Jack Webb, Bobby Troop, and Julie London, and they used to. Bobby Troop owned this restaurant called the China Trader in Los Angeles. And they used to, I'm in New York, as you can tell.
Yes.
And
Shadow Hills, nothing.
And my mother loved this restaurant and loved the nightclub, and she and Bobby Troup actually had gone way back to the 1950s when my mother had a jazz nightclub, and she used to go hear Bobby play and Julie sing at this club, and she became friends with all of those people that I just mentioned. And Aldo became a friend of the family. He would come see me in shows that I would do, and we would just be pals. He was Uncle Aldo, and he was a lot of fun, a big, gregarious, warm-hearted guy, and a wonderful actor.
Oh, totally. But
Wonderful.
when I was a little boy, I saw the initial release of We're No Angels, and I just loved Aldo Reyna.
Oh,
And I also
great
saw him
picture.
in Pat and Mike around that time.
Oh yes, yeah. He started more as a comedic actor, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just this big level guy with that hoarse voice, and he
That's
was
a
a
good
cop.
impression. That's a
He
good
was a cop who got a break, It was, and it was, like so many. He rode the comet for about 10 years, and then, shoo, very sad.
Yeah.
But you went to visit him on
Yeah.
the set of Green Berets, didn't you?
Right. You saw the photo, and
I have. Do you have that? Because I would love.
I don't have it on me here, but yes. And then we also met John Wayne that day and took pictures with John Wayne that day. It was my first time ever on the Warner Brothers lot, and it was a thrill.
Wow.
And Aldo, by the way, story, I told you he used to come to see my shows. In high school, I did George M., the musical about George M.
Yes.
Cohan, and I played George M. Cohan. And he came and he actually cried during the show. It was pretty funny because here's this big, boisterous guy, and the show so moved him that he was crying.
How wonderful that
Wonderful.
that he came to see you in these.
Yes, yes. Well, he was, dear friend of our
So,
family.
what other shows did you do? These were shows in high school. What else did you do back then?
Well, I started when I was a sophomore in high school. I used to get teased mercilessly by the boys who were into sports and good at sports because I was not good at sports. As much as I tried and I loved it and I loved playing, I was just no good at it. So they would give me such a hard time. And so my mother said, "That's enough of that." And she went and talked to the principal, and they said, "Well, we have this alternative PE called adaptive PE, which was for pretty much, kids who were on the spectrum and, things like that, but it was safe, And so the coach of that class took one look at me and said, "Hey, did you ever think of being an actor?" And of course, I just told you I'd been dreaming about it for years. And his son was in commercials, and he arranged for me to go meet his son's agent, and his son's agent signed me, and the rest is history. And so that was a big deal that happened to me in high school.
So, what was your first professional gig?
My first professional gig was a voiceover, and it was for Hanna-Barbera, and it was called 5 Weeks in a Balloon. And it was a takeoff, on the Phineas Fogg stories. And that was my first job. And from there, I worked all through high school and all through college, and a lot of commercials, a lot of voiceovers, TV shows. The Facts of Life was the first TV show I did. The first movie I did was Rock and Roll High School. So it was a lot of stuff back then.
Rock and Roll High School is a great cult movie,
It is.
and it's what's his? Oh God, the guy who wrote it, who's the film historian,
Oh well, he wrote the story,
right?
but
Bail me out here. Senior moment. What's his name?
yeah, I know I'm going to say in a
He
minute,
wrote. He wrote very nice. He had.
but I got to tell you, a team, two guys, Rich Whitley and Russ Devanch, they wrote actually the bulk of the script. Two very funny guys. Rich is still a close friend of mine, but you're talking about. I was trying to buy some time there.
This is terrible because
Yeah.
you contacted him to write something so I could talk to him.
Yes.
On arsenic, my arsenic.
Arsenic All Waste, yes. Yes, and he wrote the original story, and I'm completely blanking on his name.
I know. I can't believe we've done that. And he was in the last Orson Welles movie as well.
Yes, yes, The Other Side of the Wind. Yes,
What is wrong with this? It'll come to us somehow.
yes, yes.
Or he's never going to speak to either one of us again. There's a prize for anyone watching this who knows what we're talking about. You can get a copy of my new book, Balm of Angels. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
So let's talk about Batman and Robin, which is
Yes.
the gift that keeps on giving for you.
Well, yeah, I was doing a lot of voiceovers at the time, and I auditioned for all kinds of things, as you know, as you do, as you did. And this opportunity came along through my agent to audition for this new Batman and Robin series, for me to be the voice of Robin. And after a couple of auditions, I booked it. And it was a very coveted role in town. A lot of people wanted that job, and I got that job. I felt very lucky, and it was great. It was wonderful. What a great experience. And it was over. It was over. Sadly, it was over. But it has kept on giving, as you said, because I go to these Comic-Cons and I just have these fans who are so passionate about how much that show meant to them as kids. It's amazing. We're 32 years later.
And who was Bruce Wayne?
Kevin Conroy, who is sadly no longer with us.
Yeah.
But he was considered the iconic voice of Batman, and I have been called the iconic voice of Robin, which is kind of really flattering. A lot of people who read the comic books and write the comic books, and they say that they hear my voice when the Robin character comes on. And that's quite an honor 32 years later.
Wow. When you did the show, I know some of the stuff I do, you never get to meet the other people. You just go in and do your lines. Did you do yours with Kevin? Or?
Oh, no, back in the day, this was what was so great, was that we were all there. Everybody was there. The entire cast was there. Very, very rarely would there be someone, and it wouldn't be like a celebrity. Like right now, sometimes you do a session and they'll say celebrity so-and-so can't be here because they're off shooting a movie and they're going to do them later. All the celebrities were there. Occasionally somebody like Frank Welker, who you probably know, who's a man of 1,000 voices, he would have so many sessions in one day, he couldn't be there, and they would do him later. But other than that, everybody was there. We would sit in a semicircle, and it would be like a live radio play.
Well, I had a series, I guess back in the 90s, called Phantom 2040, which was based on that old comic strip about that guy who was in the jungle. He was in the purple leotard with the mask.
Yeah.
And
The Phantom, who was in the first cartoon series I did, Defenders of the Earth, and the actor who played the Phantom in that became my father-in-law. But that's an aside. Go on with your story.
Well, I just, when we did it, it was the whole cast was always there. It was like a radio show.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I felt like I was in Hebrew school again or something, because everyone was just misbehaving. And the director was this little tiny guy, and he go, you gotta behave. And I thought, oh my God, we're back.
Was it Stu Rosen?
Yes. I think he's
a tiny guy going. "Arr!" It's had to be Stu Rosen.
And then what happened was I was called in. My friend Michelle Scarabelli got me a gig on Prince Valiant.
Also Stu Rosen.
Stu Rosen, right.
I did that. Yes.
And Ephraim Zimbalist was playing King Arthur, but he wasn't there that day.
Ephraim Zimbalist, who played Alfred in the Batman series.
Oh my goodness.
We're coming full circle. Go ahead.
The tapestry of our lives.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. Anyhow, he wasn't there that day. Samantha Eggar was playing Guinevere, and Stu Rosen said, Charles, can you read that in? So I read King Arthur, and about 5 lines into it from the booth I hear, tell Ephraim not to bother coming in. Well, it turned out that Stu Rosen had a thing for me.
Oh my goodness.
And I hope so, I would.
Is this a family show? What's going on here?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Anyhow, when he discovered that, as my friend Emil Riley's, not that way. You know, my mezuzah was on the right side of the door. Um, he never spoke to me again through all of that. He was stuck with me.
Wow.
You know, I was the Phantom's father, and I was also the captain of the Botsers. It was a lot of fun. I mean, we had Margot Kidder, Ron Perlman was in it with me, and then every week someone else would drop in. Mark Hamill, I remember doing an episode.
Mark Hamill was the Joker on our show. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, what was so great was I would come in every day, and there would be people who all my life I grew up with, like Roddy McDowell would be there one day, and like you said, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. would be there one day. All these people who I'd grown up admiring, and I got to work with them in a live, not live, but a radio show essentially, every week.
It's amazing. I remember in the voiceover business going to audition for something, and I went to the sign-in sheet and I saw two names above mine. Jacques Abouchon. Do you remember him?
No.
Very portly French. You would recognize him. But under that, Orson Welles.
Oh my goodness.
He had to audition, and yeah. It's an unforgiving business sometimes,
It is.
you know, and with amnesia, total amnesia for the
I've seen people, stars of TV shows who did TV shows for many, many years, and I've been in the audition room with them. You know, they're hoping to get the 2 lines or the 3 lines on something. It's unforgiving business.
They want to get their medical.
They want to get paid to dream.
Paid. Thank you, thank you. I want everyone to say "paid to dream" once, because then they can do this montage that they put out. Paid to
Yes.
dream, paid to dream. Oh my God, I'm just so happy to see you again. It's great. Now, the first of my movies that you appeared in was Chicanery.
Yes.
And I remember you saying to me, Charles, I've never played an FBI agent before. So I came up with Calvin Kelvin.
Well, what you said was, I'm going to be making this film, and I don't know which part to cast you in. I'd like to give you your choice. What's a part you've always wanted to play? And I said, I've never played an FBI agent. And so I don't know, did you then write that part, or you had that
Yeah,
part?
no, it wasn't there. I
It
mean,
wasn't there. There you go.
no.
Well, thank you.
There was never a completed script of Chicanery. Later on, I mean, when I did Deadly Draw a couple of years ago, I actually had a complete script before I shot. But, and I remember, we were shooting at Kate Vernon's house. And it was a scene with you and Patty McCormick and Brent and Kate and Rochelle Carson. And Patty, when she was a little girl, had done the aborted Don Quixote. Well, out in Mexico. And I remember you asking her, what was it like to work with Orson Welles? And what was he like? And she paused and went, he was like Charles. That was one of the greatest, but I got it. I knew what she was talking about. We're on the fly. We're doing this. Oh, that's not there. Let's do this. Boom.
Right.
I just love working like that. Not that I wouldn't turn down a big budget if somebody wants to give me one to make something with a bigger crew, but I just love the way, and I know the actors do because they're not intimidated by the presence of a crew hovering everywhere.
Well, what was really fun about it was the whole flying by the seat of your pants thing, which, I'm a big silent movie buff, and that's how they used to make. How, when they first started making movies, that's how they made them. They had sort of like an overall idea of what they were going to do, and then they would go and shoot it, and as they were going along, they'd get inspiration for other things. A gag would come in their head, and they'd do it.
I know. That's someplace I'd like to be teleported back to, because that or else working at Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
back in the 40s or 30s.
Yes. Oh, the golden age.
But when we're going to show people a little clip now from, I think it's the one where you come to interview a suspect, and his wife, who's got this sleeping disorder, lets you in, and she ends up falling asleep on you. Here it is.
Does Bill Sobel live here? Agent Kelvin, FBI.
please look closely. See if you can identify any of the men in these pictures. Take your time, they're not conventionally attired. This man? So.
Sweetheart, where are you, darling?
I'm
The answer to a mother's prayers. He's not here, is he?
Mr. Sobel?
Mister. Are you a friend of his?
Not at all.
I just remembered.
Joe
McBride.
McBride.
Joe
Right.
McBride. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. We got hit on the head, and it's just, but we love you, and we're very grateful for all that you've done for our
Hi,
lives.
Joe.
Hi, Joe. There you go.
And he's in the movie too. He plays one of those school board members. He does.
That's right. That's right. Actually, that's a great idea. I'm going to contact Joe and see about him being a guest on Paid to Dream.
Oh, that would be. Boy, you need more than a half an hour though.
Well, he's going to have to pick his.
I mean, consider.
The latest book. You know, he's got books on Lubitsch, Wells, Billy Wilder. He never stops. I think he did a Woody Allen book. Steven Spielberg, I know he did. He's a wonderful, wonderful writer. As somebody said of me, he's a suppository of cinema. Well, I remember your beautiful wife Kelly and your
Yes.
3 daughters coming to
Yes.
my house, and I took a photo, which I've got somewhere, I hope. And I said, you're like the Tevye of the theater. I mean, how,
Yeah, the first one, my wife and it was just when it was just my wife and I. We were called the Lunts of Los Angeles.
right.
We used to do so many shows in the little theaters there, and then we started having children, and then they're all working actresses, as you know. My middle girl is her TV show is debuting in February, and my youngest is.
Let's give them their credit names so that people.
Oh yes, Lily Lester is my middle daughter.
Who had a birthday yesterday?
She did.
Yeah, yeah.
And she has a nice role in the new Ryan Murphy series about John F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh,
and it
good.
starts in February. And my youngest daughter, Julia, was nominated for a Tony for Into the Woods, and has spends more time in New York here living with me than she does in L.A. because she does so much work here, theater and movies and TV shows. And then my oldest daughter completed her first feature film as a director called Our Bodies and Other Shames, which is debuting at a film festival soon and will be distributed soon. And all 3 of them, so when they came along and they started doing that, then they said, oh, you guys aren't the Lunts, now you're the Barrymores. So now we're the Barrymores. Hopefully we end up, in the end, a lot better than some of those Barrymores, but
Yes.
it's a nice thing to say.
And Kelly Lester joined the Foo Dog family when we did
Yes.
Barking Mad. You know, the wonderful scene where she was the bartender in Encino with Neil. That was great.
And she just played Nancy Pelosi in a play, and that was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think if I can steal this bootleg clip I did of her when was it Mame?
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
that's the only clip that she has from the show. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and I remember I caught that moment when her dad, Mark Richmond, embraced her. It was one of my favorite photos I ever took. Yeah. He was a great guy.
Yeah, he was, like I said earlier, he played the Phantom in that TV show that I did, Defenders of the Earth, and that's how I met my wife, because he introduced us. So
Now, you did something, you and Kelly, besides having 3 daughters, it just blew me away when you did it. Both of you raised in Los Angeles, lived your lives there, but your girls grew older, as they do, and you decided to say goodbye. You sold the house, that wonderful house in Woodland Hills, and off you went to New York, and you've been there now how long?
since 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
8 years.
always our dream, both of us, to live in New York, and both of us to be on Broadway. It was a dream. You know, this show is called Paid to Dream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's was our dream for many years. But I had a really successful career in Los Angeles, and it just went great. And then it started to not go so well, and I thought, well, you know, what am I doing here? I could try New York. Let's try New York, because I had the last 4 jobs I had in LA before I left were all theater, professional theater jobs.
Yep.
And so I thought, well, if I'm working there, if that's where my career has moved to now, I should go where all the theater is. So we, as you say, we picked up and moved. We didn't sell our house yet. We moved, tried it, and within several months, I landed a national tour. And I said, oh, okay, this is working out. And then we sold the house, and we bought an apartment in New York. And shortly after that, I wound up on Broadway and fulfilled the dream of being on Broadway, which you came to see it.
Oh, well, Rika and I sat there. She never stops talking about that whole experience. It was just wonderful. But the band's visit, isn't that what it
The band's visit was my tour, my national
was? The
tour.
tour, but that was like a year.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the better part of 2 years, because there was 10 months, and then we had the pandemic, and then we had another 10 months. So it was a better part of 2 years with the pandemic in the middle, and it was just a great experience. I covered in 6 different parts in the show, and I went on a number of times in the lead. And in Los Angeles, you saw that I went on in a really wonderful part as the Israeli father. And it was just a beautiful show, and I was just so happy that was my first big national theater job.
Well, it's interesting for both of us that we continually go back to our first love, the theater,
Yes.
which we both started when we were kids in school. And I mean, I made my professional debut at 16, playing Dr. Einstein in Arsenic and Old Lace. And now at this spring, Knuck Knuck, I am doing a new play of mine called Core Elements.
Oh, I haven't read that one.
No, because I just finished it, and it's Neil Dixon and Malcolm Daynar, and we just always wanted to do something together. And we did a reading of another play of mine a couple of months ago. Neil just read the stage directions, and Malcolm played Harold Clurman, and I played Clifford Odets' father. And but this other one came along, and yeah, so I will keep you informed.
Where are you doing that, in LA?
Well, at the Hollywood Fringe Festival, I have
Oh,
to make
great.
all the arrangements for that. But
Great.
we did a reading, the Sheer Force of Will, the Clifford Odets play, at a place called the Hobgoblin Playhouse.
Oh yes, I remember seeing your
Yeah,
post
and
note.
it's this little dream of a theater, and it's one of the venues for the Fringe. So I'll keep everybody informed of that.
Yes.
Now, the other thing you don't know about this man is he wrote a wonderful show about the Luntz
Yes,
called The Green
A Green Umbrella.
Umbrella. What is happening with that?
Well, very exciting. I do believe that it's going to have a workshop this summer.
Oh, good.
I don't want to say too much about it right now, but don't want to jinx it. But it seems like that's what's going to happen, and I will let you know the details about that. But I'm very excited about it. I wrote the book and the lyrics, and a composer named Jeffrey Silverman wrote the music. And you saw the show in Los Angeles.
Yes, I think I saw it twice.
Twice. You did come twice. That's right.
I've been a faithful follower
You have been. Yes.
of all the Lesters.
Yes.
And my dream is to do one of these multiple things that you can do on this platform and have all the
Yeah.
Lesters together.
Good luck coordinating those schedules, but sure.
I know. I'll get Mama, but you'll have to watch it from home. I'll have Mama Lester and the 3 girls. There you go. Anyhow, the time is running out because we're going to have these clips to include, which will bring us to our 30 minutes. This has been Paid to Dream with the wonderful Loren Lester.
And the wonderful Charles Dennis.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please click like, tell your friends and neighbors, tell people you don't like. It's a good thing. And subscribe. Very important.
And you can find me at actor Loren Lester on Instagram.
Oh, yes, do. And Loren Lester, God bless you. I remember when I had last year, when I went to New York, when they had that billboard for my book
Yes.
in Times Square,
That was
there you
exciting.
were.
That
I
was
think I have a
exciting.
clip of that. Maybe we can put that in here now as a sign-off. There it is. Loren Lester came here from Cabaret to see this because he didn't believe me.
No, because I wanted to see my favorite author in the flesh and his great billboard in Times Square. That's why. Look at that.
Whoa! Don't forget her.
That was a
Okay.
thrill.
I love you, man.
Love you
See you
too.
soon.
Thank you.